Alright, what's up guys? Mr. Cash22 here. Listen, like, comment, subscribe down below. Let's get straight to it. Take your time, watch part 1. Part 2 is going to be a little more obviously complex, but let's not waste time. Let's just dive right into it. So first things first, we can see that we have 6x squared minus 6y squared. From here, how will we proceed is, well, basically look at this as its own entity right here, and this as well. Okay, so then from there we're going to see, alright, what can we factor out? Okay, so we can take out a 6, and then we see an x here and a y here. Okay, so there's a x here but no x here, there's a y here but no y here. So it looks like the only thing that's coming out is the 6. So we'll put our parentheses, and then from there you would write what's remaining. You get your x squared minus your y squared. Okay, and just like part 1, don't forget this formula. This is the golden child, I could say. Memorize that. This will help a lot. Okay, so for problems like factoring, the difference of square, this right here is your ticket. Okay, so then from there we'll just proceed and just basically kind of follow what we have written here. That's exactly what we have to do. So since the 6 is taken care of, basically, let's not focus on that, but just focus on what's inside. And all we know is basically it's x squared minus y squared. So we know there's going to be an x here, correct, and a addition sign, and a y here, and another x here minus your y, correct, and our 6 right there. And that right there is your final answer. Let's do one more example so you can kind of see the similarities of what I was saying. So same rule applies with 8a squared minus 8b squared. So you keep this like this. Keep that golden child formula in the back of your head. Then you proceed to look at this entity and this own right here. And you just basically ask yourself, okay, since I got these two and I'm focusing on what can I factor out, we can take out an 8. And then from there we'll drop down what we have remaining, which is the 8 squared minus the b squared. So a squared minus the b squared, correct? And then from there, like I said, don't focus on the 8. Kind of take this formula and apply it right there. Okay, so then from there, we already know what we're going to get is a plus b times a minus b, and the 8 drops down. Okay, and we'll circle that. And we'll go on to number 3. Alright, this one's a little slightly different. The reason why I say that is because we got 2 variables compared to how we had just only one originally. So same rule applies. Just focus on this entity, this one as well. Then you ask yourself the same question. What can I factor out here? We can take out 4 and a 4 on this side, correct? You can take out an x and x on this side, but this y, there's no y on this side, there's no z on this side. So far, we took out a 4 and an x, put our parentheses, and then we'll ask yourself, okay, so now that I have that situated, and obviously like we did before, we can just drop this down and drop this down as well. Okay, so if you look at a question written like that, that's how you would kind of simplify it a little bit. So then once you get to this point, you kind of ask yourself, okay, so I know this formula, okay, it's the golden child formula when it comes to factoring out the difference of a square. Okay, so how can I apply that rule into this? Because now we have a 4, but we have a 2 here. You see? So forget about the 4x. Okay, that's written on the outside. So then in order to proceed, what you would have to do is just break it down even further. Okay, what I mean by that is this. Check this out, guys. So write this like this. So put this y squared minus z square parentheses. We'll put the brackets here and the brackets there. Okay? So write it something like this so you can see, well look, there's a y square, just like the a square, minus, the z square, just like the b square. Okay, cool. And then from there, you can proceed on forward. And like I said, whatever kind of, coefficient is written on front, don't focus on that too much. So we'll block this out and then we'll just focus on what's written on the inside. Okay, so from there, how you would proceed is you drop down this, correct? Put parentheses here and here, put parentheses here and here, and just follow that same rule right there. So we know there's going to be an addition and a minus sign, and we know that there's a y square, correct? So y square would come out, and remember, that's the trick, because this is y fourth if you look at the original problem. Okay, so remember, if you do y squared times y squared, you get y fourth. Okay, so don't forget that. And look at, there's this 2 right here. This is saying y squared times, raised to the power 2, so 2 times 2, that will give you that y fourth. Okay, so don't forget that. That's what I said, this one's a little tricky. But the z squared right here, you could put a z right here and a z right here, correct? And then you put another y squared, and this right here is your final answer. Okay? Alright, let's do one last one. Fourth problem. Same rule applies. I'll write the question down for you guys. Let's say you had something written like this. How would you proceed? Same rule applies. You look at this entity right here, and you look at this and you ask yourself, okay, what can I factor out? Well, I can factor out a 5. There's an x here, there's no x there. There's a y here, there's a y there. I can take out a y. But what about a z? There's one z, but no z here. Okay, so this is all I can take out. Now I'll put our parentheses, and I'll drop down everything that's remaining. So it's your x squared minus your z fourth. Okay, that's what's remaining. The reason why I say that is because we took out a 5. Okay, so basically there's no 5 here, no 5 there. There's y is gone, so x squared and then z fourth. Okay, for those who are a lot more visual, you need to see that. Whoops, should have done that squiggly. Alright, so let's continue. So then same rule applies, kind of like what we did here. Okay, exactly what we're going to be doing here. So we have to keep in the back of our mind the golden child formula, that's what I call it, when it comes to factoring out the difference of a square. We'll have that same rule apply to this one as well. So we know that there's a fourth, and we know that, well, we can rewrite this question. Okay, so we can rewrite this as 5y brackets parentheses x squared stays the same, but then this time we'll put parentheses z square parentheses, just like that. Okay, and then we can proceed by breaking this down. So we'll drop down the 5y, put a parentheses there, parentheses here, parentheses there, parentheses here, correct? And then we see that there's an x squared, so we know there's going to be an x here and x here. We're going to just follow this sign. There's a positive, okay? There's a negative, okay? And then from there we'll proceed with this z, the z square, correct? Because remember, it's to the fourth, so we'll drop the z square here and a z square here, and that right there is your final answer. Alright guys, like, comment, subscribe down below. Lots of writing, lots of math, pretty intense. Hope you guys understood it. If you have any questions, please feel free to shoot me an email or comment down below. Study hard, keep working hard, and let me know if you have any further questions. Thank you.